A few years ago, I started a journey. Via plane, train, and automobile, I set out to visit all 50 states. Now it's time to check out the 17 ones I had already visited prior to starting my quest. Welcome to my 50 before 50 adventure part 2, the earlier 17. Warning, I have an accent. Sometimes it may be hard to understand what I'm saying. Occasional grammatical mistakes may be heard or read. Viewer discretion is advised. On the road again. Here we go. I haven't done this for over a year and I'm ready to kick it off again. So I'm taking you to the first of the earlier 17, which are the 17 states I have been to prior to starting my 50 before 50 quest. So the first one of them all is Nevada, and I'm taking you to Vegas. Don't leave just yet. Because if you know me by now, you know I don't show you the usual things. And if you don't know me by now, what a great first episode you're about to watch. On the road again. Oh yeah, back on the road again, opposite super heavy traffic and passing Eddie World, the largest gas station in California, which marks the middle point between Sin City and LA. A year and a half later, a year and a half wiser, and 17 more states to go. So here we go, Nevada. And as mentioned, I'm skipping many of these states' highlights and taking you straight to Vegas. This is one of the most visited states in the country, and the city I'm taking you to is one of the most visited cities in the country, top 5 probably. So chances are you've been there before. So let's start with what you have probably seen if you've been here before. Las Vegas stands on a desert, though you would never guess it judging by its looks, and it's known for its lavish casinos and 24/7 gambling, its buzzing nightlife, adult entertainment, shops, shows, and restaurants, most of which can be found on the Vegas Strip, a 4.2-mile stretch south of the city limits. The city also boasts tons of art, wedding chapels, and the Fremont Street experience, with numerous attractions and mainly famous for its vaulted canopy, which features almost 50 million LED lights, which shine non-stop, day and night. But before we venture a little away from so many lights, let me show you a few highlights of the infamous Strip. Number 1, the Stratosphere, which observation tower is the tallest one in the whole US at 108 stories high. 108. And offers exhilarating rides not for the faint of heart and some of the best views of the city. Due to its height, the Strat can be easily spotted pretty much from anywhere in town, turning it into a true landmark of Las Vegas. Number 2, the Venetian. This luxury resort and casino with indoor canals and functioning gondolas is modeled after the city of Venice, Italy, and features replicas of many of its landmarks, sometimes forcing you to do a double take, both from the inside as well as the outside. 3, the Bellagio. Another luxury resort and casino which is widely famous for its musical fountain that attracts thousands of tourists a day and which waters shoot as high as 460 feet. And last but not least, the Sphere. Inaugurated in 2023, this musical and entertainment arena is also a technological and engineering marvel that is sure to blow your mind with its immersive shows, which, of course, I had to check out. The Sphere is the largest spherical building in the world, with the highest resolution LED screen in the world, and it can host over 17,000 people for a one-of-a-kind, unforgettable experience that will capture all of your senses equally. A highly recommended stop. But enough about this trip. Time to call it a day and get ready for a different kind of Vegas. Okay, here we go. To see the Las Vegas I'm pretty sure you haven't seen before. But first, coffee, because I'm gonna need it.
Take it, okay?
Thank you so much. So off we go to one of my favorite places in the greater Las Vegas area. And only a few miles in, you can start seeing that this is not your typical desert landscape, as we begin to see more trees, mountains, and greenery. And that is not the only change. A few minutes ago, my iPhone shut down because it was too hot. And now I have to close the windows because I'm freezing. Okay, well, maybe not freezing, but it's cold. I promise you, it's cold. And this, guys, this is greater Las Vegas. Oh yes, log cabins, pine trees, and even some snow. Welcome to Mount Charleston. So this is Mount Charleston. This is part of the Spring Mountains National Forest. And this is only what, 35-40 minutes from this trip? Extending over 316,000 acres long and up to 12,000 feet high at its highest point, hence the chilly weather. This recreational area offers 50 miles of trails and is surrounded by ridiculously beautiful scenery. I decided to take on one of the hard trails, completely unprepared for it and wearing the worst hiking outfit ever, but determined to make it all the way to the top, even if that meant having to stop a few times along the way. I can't. But actually, I can. And so I kept on going, realizing what would have been the right hiking gear to wear, but still moving higher up, taking more breaks and taking in this breathtaking landscape. So not all the way to the top just yet, but fairly close, as you can see. Again, Mount Charleston, named after the city of Charleston, South Carolina. I stayed 49, and part of the Spring Mountains National Forest, which happens to be the largest national forest in the lower 48. Did you know that? In all honesty, I didn't. I just found out. But yeah, I mean, it's massive. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, buck up. Final steps, steep steps, that is. And I made it to the top of the mount, where the views are even more stunning than before. Made it to the top. From here, you can see the actual city of Mount Charleston, with its beautiful and colorful houses that seem to belong in a fairy tale. Up here, surrounded by nature, you truly feel on top of the world. And somehow you are. But after a while, as always, it was time to head back. So that I did, running into more beautiful sights like ice, water, and what do you know? Fire. Oh well, thankful to know firefighters and rangers are always around to preserve this slice of paradise as pure and vibrant as it was created to be. As for me, well, not that vibrant anymore, but I still had plenty to visit. And so I was back on the road, and back to a scenery way more desert-like, yet only 15 miles from the gorgeous Mount Charleston and 50 miles from Vegas as well, in the same county all three of them share. And while this destination does look very much like Nevada, to a certain degree it is another hidden gem for most Sin City tourists. Pleased to introduce to you our next stop, Red Rock Canyon. Part of the Mojave Desert, this geological paradise receives 3 million visitors each year, which pales in comparison to the over 40 that visit the Strip, and extends almost 200,000 acres of limestone, petrified rocks, sandstone, and more. And yep, it feels pretty much like a desert. And we're back into Las Vegas weather. I shouldn't say Nevada, because Nevada has very, very different climates. And we're just focusing on a small area, even though larger than the Strip. Quite larger than the Strip. It's still a small one. Millions of years ago, this area was under an ocean basin, accumulating plenty of limely sediments, which were eventually liquefied to limestone and brought up to the surface due to tectonic shifts. Once the iron met the oxygen, oxidation took place, giving birth to the amazing red color vision we now see all around. The place is great for sightseeing, rock climbing, and, of course, hiking. Why did I schedule 2 hikes on the same day? Oh yeah, to show you guys. The good thing, however, is that it offers a 13-mile scenic drive where you can follow in a car or bicycle. So drive, I did. And while most people don't necessarily go beyond the first stop, I encourage you to venture further up, as all stops offer different views, sceneries, and information. Reminds me of Colorado, reminds me of, for whatever reason, Arkansas. Reminds me of Utah. This is beautiful. And it's just nature, it's not man-made. Hopefully it's not going to be man-destroyed either. Land to the Paiute people, which also extends to Utah. Many other Native American tribes lived here before, their presence still palpable on this sacred land. But there are other inhabitants here. The conservation area is a protected habitat for the desert tortoise, the official state reptile of California and Nevada, and the official mascot of Clark County, also known as Mojave Max. A habitat at the Visitor Center houses 8 females and 2 males, and signs all over the park remind you to look out for them and be respectful. But speaking of tortoises, I know it looks like it's early. It is for most things, but not for this one. I think I'm gonna have to wrap it up for today. And tomorrow, I'm gonna need some rest. An early wrap for day 2, and a very relaxing activity coming up for my final day. Final day, and I wanted to spend it away from the madness of the Strip. So instead, I went to Lake Las Vegas. Yes, another Italian-inspired resort, this one outside in nature, hidden from most tourists and offering a tranquil atmosphere filled with Italian vibes, music, and restaurants. Lake Las Vegas, also super close to the Strip. And let me tell you, quite different. Well, it is artificial, it is man-made, it is fake Italy. But you know, if you don't like Venice, you have Florence. The lake was developed as a reservoir, which contains almost the same amount of dirt as Hoover Dam does concrete. However, full development was never completed due to a broken chain of investors, bankruptcies, and others that are still being dealt with today. It's hot. And I mean, it's not warm, it's hot. It's scorching hot. But how beautiful is this, right? Yes, while man-made or fake, this little compound is as beautiful and peaceful as they get, tucked away from the madness and highly recommended if you're looking for solace from the big city nearby. After all, it would be safe to say that everything is fake in the city that gangsters turned into a 24/7 entertainment venue back in the 40s. Well, almost everything. So much so that when something is real, might as well need a certificate of authenticity, like the actual car where Bonnie and Clyde were riddled to death back in 1934. And while they were gunned down very far from here in the state of Louisiana, their death car has been on display in Vegas for almost 40 years, along with the blood-stained shirt Clyde was wearing at the time of his death, when he was only 25 years old. But fake or real, entertainment it is, and it was time to leave it behind, away from the lights, away from the desert, and off to another great adventure in a different U.S. state.